Hello. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, everyone. Welcome to my Twitch stream. Today, I'll be doing It Gets So Lonely Here, and I'll be starting as soon as I know people are watching. Let's see. I've actually played this visual novel before, but it's been a hot second. Oh, that sound jump scared me. Right now I'm listening to the nice background music. Suppose I shall start the game pretty soon as I know people are watching. This is my first time ever being a VTuber, if so forgive me if I don't know 100% what I'm doing. I made this particular VTuber model in Vroid Studio. It's a really handy program for this sort of thing. Let's see. Hope the audio's all good. I guess I should do some self-promotion while I'm waiting for people to show up. Let's see. that I know people are viewing, let's get this party started. You are running through a forest. It is late at night and the sky is black as pitch. There's nothing to light your way save for the moon's milky glow, but its rays cannot reach you. Not properly. The trees which surround you, jutting out of the earth like early monuments to a foreign god, are blotting out most of the light. I've actually played this particular visual novel before, but I really like it, so let's keep going. You cannot see where you are going, even if you had commenced your flight at a more sensible hour. However, with the light of the sun to aid you, it would have been of little use. You do not know where you are going. You have no map, no route, no plan. You are running like a frightened animal, anxious and nervy, with no destination in mind. You have no desire, as you run, save to escape. You cannot let yourself be caught. Oh no. If that were to happen, you are certain that you would be ruined. You have no choice, therefore, but to keep going, on and on and on, although your feet are screaming at you for mercy. You have no idea how long you've been running. Time has begun to blend together. It has lost all meaning. Something sharp snags at the hem of your skirt, but you do not have the luxury to pause and examine what has happened. Instead, you tug. Your skirt tears. The sound splitting through the forest, and you stumble forwards with a shocked gasp. You are free, but at what cost? Oh no! Your skirt has been irrevocably damaged. It might be too late to worry about such trivial matters now, though. If you do not start running again, and soon she will catch you. Then your life will be over. You do not know if she's still following you, but you do not want to risk looking over your shoulder. If you were to see her, silhouetted beneath a tree, looking at you with that sickly sweet smile which once ensnared you, you would lose what little nerve you possess. Your legs would lock up and your blood would freeze in your veins. Then you would crumble. You would fall, but you would not hit the ground. She would be there to catch you. Did she not promise, when you made that contract, that you would never be alone? Oh no. So we made a contract. I see that's a little suboptimal. You would like to take back that silly wish of yours, but it's too late for that. It is too late for a lot of things. All you can do is run. You run and run and run while icy fog swirls about your feet. It's cold enough to sap the heat from your body, and you shudder from it. It feels as though you are drowning. It feels as though you are being buried alive. Your knees and your shins, meanwhile, are bleeding. Oh no. You cannot endure much more of this, but if you value your own life, you must. You run and you run and you run until at long last you reach a fork in the road. There are 3 paths which split off into the forest. Well, 4 if you count the path down which you came. You can't exactly double back on yourself, though. Not when you've put so much effort into running forwards. You can only press on. The 3 paths are signposted, which is something of a strange sight given you are so deep in the forest. Dark as though it might be, you have grown accustomed to the shadows. You can just pick out the writing on this old dilapidated signpost, curved and slanted though it is. Your fate, if you found, give me for sounding cliche, is in your hands. Now I wonder, which path will you take? That's a really good question. We've been fleeing for a while here. I suppose we could always do the first one first, and then maybe try to save later. Let's save in case we get a different outcome. it's alright by y'all. Thinking the village sounds pretty cozy? So you want to go to the village. Good idea. Let's see what further trials await you there. The night is far from over. As much as you wish it was, there's still much and more to discover. Wonder what will happen next. You follow the path which leads to the village, supporting yourself on weary, aching limbs which feel ready, at a moment's notice, to snap at the knee beneath the burden of your weight. The soles of your feet are screaming at you. You need to lie down, and quickly. Your only hope, as you continue to run, is that you will find a suitable residence in which to rest at the village. You don't know what awaits you, but you have visions as you run of a quaint Siddic settlement, all thatched cottages with sloping roofs. Surely there'll be a kindly peasant who will be willing to put up a young runaway for a few nights. Let's hope for the best, guys. You can imagine, too, the face of this kindly peasant from the fairy tales you read in the abundance of the small child. She'll be broad-shouldered and ruddy-faced with dull brown hair clammed beneath a cap. Her arms will be sturdy for many years of washing clothes and milking cows, but she will be kind to you and compassionate, just like a mother. You do not know what mothers are like. You hardly ever spoke to yours. You are only guessing. Sorry. You are not a complete fool, however, despite your tendency to daydream, and you do have a few reservations. Peasants do not, as you know from your voracious reading, have much money, nor do they have much food. Might be hard to convince a resident of the village, even the kindly washerwoman of your fantasies, to take in a complete stranger. Still, you must try. That is all you can do, really. Man, we are not doing so hot. So you run onto the village. It takes some time before you finally emerge from the woods, but finally you manage it. How much time, you ask? I cannot answer that. Did I not say time had begun to lose all meaning? The forest is behind you now, at least in all the nightmares which dwelt within it. It's still cold, though, and still foggy. It's still dark, too. The sun has yet to rise. You can see the moon more clearly now, though, as it hangs above your head, round as any pearl or orb or crystal ball. If it's like a crystal ball, can I gaze at the moon long enough and see the future? I bet we wish we could do that. The moonlight shines upon the village, nestled among the trees like a diorama. Hope anew bubbles within you. You finally made it! Surely not, but your salvation awaits you. You follow the winding dirt path to the village, looking this way and that. But your hope, such a precious, fragile thing, begins to fade. The village up close does not look half as welcoming as you imagined. There are cottages, yes, but they are in a state of disrepair. There are holes in the roofs and holes in the windows. Most of the doors are tightly shut, but others are gaping open. The kitchens beyond them even darker than the night sky that shrouds you. There are no lights on in any of the windows, and neither can you see any people, insomniacs like you, at them. You cannot hear anything either, beyond the sound of your footsteps and the low, mournful sighing of the wind. The village is quite quiet, eerily so. It is immediately obvious, even to a naive girl such as yourself, that something terrible must have befallen this village. You know, before you try your luck at one of the houses, that nobody will answer you. No kindly red-armed washerwoman to welcome you there, no matter how much you wish for it. But that does not stop you from wishing regardless. Your knuckles rap smartly against the wood door. Your efforts soon prove, however, to be in vain. There's nobody here to hear your entreaties. but very sad. Try another door and then another, but the result is the same. Nobody answers you. How could they? There's nobody there. Once again, you have found yourself all alone. At least you found some dwellings in which you can rest your weary head. Will you utilize one of these cottages for your purposes? Nobody is here. You might as well. But no. An abandoned cottage is not what you are looking for. You would far rather have companionship, would you not? Bravely you swallow your tears. You wipe your eyes with the back of your arm in a well-practiced motion. Then inhale. You square your shoulders and you keep on going. You're gonna be going for a while. Surely this village cannot be completely deserted. Hello? Anyone here? There must be one person here, at the very least, who can help you. This is what you are thinking as you resume your search. You float from cottage to cottage with precious little to show for your determination, until you make another discovery. This village, with its squat thatched cottages bathed in the moon glow, has a church. Well, of course it has a church. The villagers who once dwelt here are not godless heathens, not that their faith did them all that much good in the end. Still, the sight of the church soothes over your overtaxed heart. You were so focused on your fantasies of a kindly washerwoman taking you in that you did not pause just to entertain the fancy of a kindly nun doing the same. All hope is not lost. You approach the church, which seems to tower over you despite being so humble. It's small and sturdy and stout and it's withstood centuries, forever standing sentinel on this hill like a relic from a bygone era. The church doesn't have any stained glass windows, but doesn't need them. Even without the more luxurious trappings, the church still exudes a level of dignified solemnity. The stone building is fringed by a sizable graveyard, one which occupies the rest of this hilltop and some of the sloping sides. The graves, which have been planted by generations of wardens, are hewn from a similar stone to that which the church's walls are made of. Some of the gravestones are shaped like lozenges, while others are shaped like crosses. Some are shaped like angels, although those are few and far between. There's very few people in a village such as this one who can afford such luxurious final resting places. Taking a look at these tombstones with an almost childlike curiosity, forgetting an examination of the visceral, heart-rending fear which gripped you as you ran through the forest. You are out of the woods now, and you have subconsciously already begun to relax. Try to read the names on the tombstones, but it's dark and you are tired, and some of these graves are very, very old indeed. Strain your eyes, but you don't have much luck in this endeavor. Hello! Welcome to the stream. We've been running through a forest and now we are at a graveyard. Oh well. Such superfluous details are not important. You eventually tire of examining the graves and turn. This graveyard is an expansive one, unusually so, given the village itself is so small. How can it boast so many corpses? But there is much to explore. You walk around the perimeter of the church, casting your gaze first here, and then there, then everywhere, consumed, as you are, by your immense, all-encompassing curiosity. And as you do, you see her. A person! We finally found a person! Let's go! She looks like an ordinary girl, small and scrawny, just like yourself. But she is much, much more than her unremarkable appearance might suggest. For some moments you observe her, hiding all the while in the shadow cast by the church, like a furtive lizard clinging against a rocky edifice to shroud itself from the sun. There's no sunlight here, though. There's only the night sky and the stars and the moon. Beneath the moon's light, a silvery implement the girl is clutching shimmers. Takes you a few moments to see what she's clutching in her hands. Not until you see her manipulate it, its sharp edge biting into the earth, that you understand. It's a shovel! Okay, so she's digging a grave in the middle of the night. Well, you suppose she could always be digging a hole for the sake of it, but her work seems much too precise for this to be the result of mere whimsy. Hard for me to see her face given the distance between the pair of you, but her posture is one that speaks of supreme concentration. She moves slowly, mechanically, like a woman on a mission, driving the end of her shovel into the earth over and over. Her motions are regular enough to be repetitive. There's something hypnotic almost in the manner in which she attends this task. Should you risk interrupting her? Do you dare? Get the feeling she would not appreciate it. With a hefty shovel, she wished that she could cause you no small amount of damage with it. If we die by being hit with a shovel, man. Cold anxiety makes your skin prickle. Yeah, I'd be nervous too. We're all very nervous over here. Wandering around in the woods. She looks very strange with this shovel. What do we have to lose? You've come this far, it would be folly to turn back now. It is with this thought in your mind that you decide to approach the strange girl. Her footsteps are quiet. You've gotten accustomed to slinking around like a cat, but they are not quiet enough. This girl's senses must be finely tuned because she blinks. When she turns. Alright, and our eyes meet and breath catches it. She's pretty. Okay. Her hair is very fair. Her eyes are clear, cool blue like ice. Those eyes of hers, which are large with unease, are fringed with those long, fair eyelashes. She looks as though she stepped out of the pages of a picture book. Funny you should mention it. This is kind of a picture book if you think about it. She's simply too perfect to belong to this world. Perhaps she is some kind of vision, a waking dream, a hallucination? But no, she is none of those things. The shovel she is clutching in her hands looks solid enough, its pointed tip glittering wickedly in the moonlight. You steel yourself, expecting perhaps some sort of outburst. But the tension soon drains from the girl's slender shoulders. Fingers, which were once gripping the handle of her shovel tightly, relax. Her lips curve upwards at the edges. She is smiling, and what a smile it is. It is transformative. When she smiles, she looks radiant, angelic almost. Here is a smile that is so suffused with light that your eyes begin to prickle from it. You're so relieved you almost feel you could cry. It would not be the first time you've wept during this night, and neither would it be too surprising if you did. You have been through a lot. Indeed we have, running through the woods. It's just the vibe I guess vibing is the wrong word, considering we were running for our lives just a little bit ago. The girl holding the shovel seems to realize this, because she bridges a distance between you cautiously, as one might approach a skittish cat. Then she says, in a rough voice which does not match her dainty appearance, while she does live in a rural village. What were you expecting? Oh, it's so good to see another person. I was afraid I was the only person left alive, the only one in the whole world. Oh. Oh no. Oh no. Wait, the only person in the whole world? But the effusive greeting. Her introductory speech is riddled with exclamation marks. She is much more personable than her apparel would make one suggest. You, a well-bred young lady, can't help but feel overwhelmed. It's your turn now to be on your guard. Anxiously, you observe the girl with the shovel. You ask her what she means. What happened? Oh, did you not know? There is an awful lot you do not know. So much, in fact, that it would fill a whole encyclopedia. No, a whole library. Shake your head, ashamed at your ignorance, and the girl frowns. You mustn't be from around these parts. I guess I should have known. This village is a small one, and everybody knows everybody else. Well, they used to back when there was still people to know. That ain't the case now. Not after the plague. Oh no. Oh no! COVID-19 seems to have got them. That or the Black Plague. One of those. It would certainly explain why the village, when you walked through it, was so quiet. Did everyone succumb to this mysterious illness? That's right, it's just me now. I have not seen another human being in a long, long time. It gets so lonely here. Oh, ain't that an interesting turn of phrase? Catches your inside your head like a burr. Have you heard it before? You did not have much time to ponder this, however, because the girl takes a step towards you. Oh, where are my manners? They must have gone rusty after being on my own for so long. My apologies, miss. You look like you've come a long way. You said you were a traveler, yes? And your hands are very cold, just like ice. Would you like to come inside? Maybe have something warm to eat and to drink? My home's small, I'm afraid, and my food ain't nothing fancy, but I'm more than willing to share. Not every day another girl stops by, especially not as one as pretty as yourself. I'm feeling very blessed. The girl laughs, a carefree, airy sort of laugh, which does not match your initial impression of her. You thought, as you saw her among the graves, that she would be more distant, somehow, and more mysterious. Perhaps you are mixing her up with someone else. You're still unsure if you can trust her, but her invitation is an appealing one. And more appealing, certainly, than spending the night outdoors in the cold, nipping on the graves. What are you, a romantic poet? Please. Alright, so we think about it, but like, there's no way we could say no to that. The first friendly space we see. Did you get to kill us with the shovel? Whack us on the head with a shovel? Destroy us with a shovel? Your hostess leads you to a small, humble home located but a stone's throw away from the church, built in the shadows of a twisted, towering sycamore. This girl's home is in such a state that it seems a folly to even call it a home. Hovel would, to you, be the more appropriate descriptor. But when your hostess leads you inside, her eyes alive, and she says, "Here we are, home sweet home," don't have the heart to tell her that you don't find her home very homely or very sweet. That would be incredibly rude. Like, we've been running through the woods all night. Yeah, I guess we ought to be more appreciative. The newfound surroundings. A claustrophobic, tiny little hole. There's a fire in the corner, but it's not consigned to a grate. The fire is instead blazing in the open. A circle of logs set alight like a scene from a witch's kitchen. Above the fire hangs a silvery pot, suspended from one of the wooden eaves. Other objects of interest are hung from the eaves. Iron implements you take to be cooking utensils, various herbs, and strips of meat left to cure. The smell of cooking fills the air, mingled with sharp, sour scent of unwashed bodies. Ah, bodies. How do you wonder? Does your host clean herself? Don't see a bathtub anywhere. Perhaps she doesn't possess one. It's unremarkable, my foot. Check out this wood. But it is, you suppose, better than nothing. At least there's a roof over your head and food to put in your belly. The girl looks to the pot suspended over the fire, which she gives a stir with a ladle. Then she brings the ladle to her lips to taste whatever concoction she has brewing within it. You can only hope that she is not like the weird sisters from that famous play, brewing up broth with fenny snake fillets. Yes, I think this is about done, the girl says to nobody in particular. She sets the ladle down, back into the pot, then looks to you and smiles. Do you want something? It looks like you've come quite a long way, and you must be hungry. These words are like music to your ears, much even more divine than the trumpets of God's most holy angels. You are so hungry you could eat a horse. Not that there are any horses in the immediate vicinity. You express your interest to your hostess, who smiles in response. Thought you'd like the sound of that. Just give me a few moments. Are you gonna give us horse soup? Please give us horse soup. You got earthenware bowls, a cupboard with rickety hinges. She's got 2 hefty helpings of possibly horse. This which she serves with bread, which is so hefty it could be used as a murder weapon. That is intense bread. Not much, I'm afraid. It's only soup and bread. It should take the edge off your appetite, though. You thank your hostess for her hospitality, your stomach rumbling all the while. The soup doesn't look like anything you typically consume, but the soup's poor presentation does not dissuade you. It's true enough that people eat first with their eyes, but when one is hungry enough, one becomes obliging enough to eat almost anything. Why else do you think that people, when stranded upon the desert islands, will resort to cannibalism? Humans are creatures of necessity. Man, this narrator is not being nice to the human race right now. He's like, oh man, you're gonna eat this food. You're such an animal. You're eating all this food. Hello! am a kitty queen. Welcome to It Gets So Lonely Here. We've been running through the woods, came across a graveyard, and now we're here. Checking out this person's home. We don't know a lot about this person, unfortunately. It's good to see you. Would you be that strange artist I'm a kitty queen? We're being watched while we eat, and she giggles once you have finished. Did you enjoy that? Oh, guess your host is just getting suddenly abashed. You were so hungry you failed to account for our judgment. Now that you have some food in your belly, though, and you have been suitably warmed, your old self-consciousness is returning. Okay, so we're being toasted up. Does he not make a fool out of... Oh. I've noticed there's a warning on the itch.io page about cannibalism, so it's very possible she's gonna fatten us up to eat us. Just a thought. Did you not make a fool out of yourself? You demur shyly, looking at your lap, fearful all the while of what your hostess might think of you. You did not want her to take against you. Yeah, be nice to the person with the giant shovel that we saw earlier. Guys, should we be nice to the person with the giant shovel? Let us know in the chat below. She's not like the girls you grew up with. Oh, I'm glad you enjoyed it. It's nice to see my food being appreciated so heartily. I know I'm not the best, but I've been practicing for a long while. Used to cook for my father all the time. You see? This remark catches your attention. Quizzily, you look at your hostess. Yeah, shovel. Shovel man. Technically, I think she might be shovel lady, but considering that everyone... I feel like the exact gender of shovel person. Hostess. Okay, so yeah, we're looking at shovel lady. And shovel lady has clearly had some troubles. They mentioned that their whole village was wiped out by a plague, which could be anything from the Black Plague to COVID to whatever. Either, or wait, a suboptimal arrangement. Quizzily, you look at your hostess, your abashment over your animalistic eating habits. I don't think... What happened to her father? Seems like a grim thing to contemplate after having eaten, but didn't your hostess mention something about a plague? There was a plague. Dun dun dun! What of the villagers? What of her father? All gone now. Oh. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no. Hold on. It seems a spam has entered the chat. Oh no. Yes, you see, your hostess rearranges herself upon her chair, one slender leg folded over the other. Then she begins her tale in earnest. My family has a history. We've lived here for centuries by the church, so we can attend to the graveyard. Ah, so the boat is centuries old then. It certainly explained the dirt. Built the coffins and dug the graves and lowered the coffins into the dirt. No sense in averting our eyes from death, not when it happens to the best of us. Awful judge. A noble profession, one that's been handed down in our family for generations. My father's father was a grave digger, and so was my father's father, and my father's father. Digging graves is in our blood. That's who we are. My. It was a surprisingly pretty speech, coming from a girl who lives in the countryside. A girl who is without much in the way of education. As a parent, just to listen to her. And the way she slurs her syllables together. She has never had any elocation lessons, not like you. There's a determination, however, to her, and a pride in her genealogy, which gives her a respectable aura. You can't help but be impressed. Would you guys want to be grave diggers? I feel like that would be a suboptimal profession for me. This bodies kind of creep me out. Greetings, J Moses 25. Welcome to the chat. You filled in so far on the story thus far, or do you need me to recap? So you ask your hostess, does that make her one in the long line of grave diggers? Yes, your hostess, the grave digger, says. I'm not never supposed to be grave digger myself. That's not a woman's profession. Hello. Screw anyone who says any profession isn't a woman's profession. I think women can do anything. Speaking as an ex-woman myself, I think women have superpowers actually, and we should all be jealous of them. Yeah, see, chat gets me going. Come on, J Moses 25. Is it alright if I call you Moses? You could become a serious grave digger. What if it came with like a 401k and like decent benefits? Might be a woman, but I have plenty of upper body. Maybe. I'll see now that I've mentioned the decent pay part. It's like maybe. Mr. Moses. Might be a woman, but I have plenty of upper body strength. I can dig a grave just as well as my father could without breaking a sweat. To my despair of my mother up in heaven, I'm sure. Sure, if she was still alive, she'd rather focus more on more feminine pursuits like basket weaving or sewing to better attract the suitor. I mean, for the way this person talks, grave digging being depressing does sound like a very real thing. So maybe it would not be worth the monies. What a nice little wholesome family-friendly visual novel. Notice above me I put little trigger warnings. This is the Halloween season, so if something bad happens, don't say I didn't warn you. I'm sure if she was still alive, she'd rather I'd focus on more feminine supports like basket weaving or sewing to better attract the suitor. Not that that'd do much good now. There's nobody around to court me, not for miles and miles. Shocker, this is a lesbian romance starring me and her. What happened to her mother? She died when she was very young during childbirth. I was only 5 years old. Oh. Oh no. Oh no. You can relate to her, at least upon this point. Your parents are not dead, at least as far as you are aware, but you haven't seen them in an awful long time. They sent you away as soon as you were old enough, and they never once bothered to check up on you. Oh no! For many years there have been no letters nor any visits. Ah! You offer the gravedigger your condolences. You do not know if they will help, but you feel you cannot say nothing. That would seem heartless. She smiles somberly. It's alright, it was ages ago. I don't remember her too well, and I never really had the luxury of sitting around feeling sorry to me. No, parents and Scrub. What's that one thing Batman in the Lego movie says? Darkness. No parents. Anyways, considering we're in the dark right now, it makes sense. I had too much work. Around the house, you ask? That too. I was the oldest child, so it was my job. After my mother died, to manage the sweeping and the cooking. Oh, and looking after all of my siblings too. Oh no. No siblings. I had siblings, 2 younger brothers. They're both gone now. Oh! This is the most suboptimal scenario. Hey, do you want to go gallivanting into the woods with us? Like, I don't know, pack a thing, fill it with things. Don't apologize, it's not your fault. Brothers weren't long for this world anyway. The youngest, he died when he was still a baby, and the oldest, he died when he reached double digits. Why the frick is everyone dying? I know this is a Halloween visual novel, or at least it's a spooky visual novel, but like, dang. Life's a fleeting thing in this wicked old world. That's something you learn in this trade. Digging graves, I mean. Dug graves for the elderly and the infirm, but I've also dug graves for young babes still in their swaddling clothes. That's the nature of death. Comes for all of us in the end, no matter how old we are, no matter how much money we have, no matter how good or bad we've been. Please enjoy the restroom, Mr. Moses. Great equalizer. Or so I've heard. Yeah! The inherent morality of all humankind is not something you wish to contemplate. Too disturbing. For the longest time, my family was a small one. It was just my father and me, but that was fine. It was how I liked it. I was very happy, even if our lives weren't the best. Never had fancy clothes to wear, and we can't dine on the finest foods. In the grand scheme of things, we ain't anything special. But I felt otherwise. I thought that I was blessed. We knew hardship and famine. We helped each other out. Had my father, but I also had the rest of the village. We all looked after one another. Things always worked out in the end. At least they did. Until the plague happened. Oh. As I said, we should go gallivanting into the woods. Until we find more people. I suppose that the plague is a village. As a traverse. That was so very empty. I suppose we're right. The plague tore through the village. I don't remember. It feels like it was all a while ago, but maybe it wasn't that long after all. Feels like I've been on my own for centuries, but your hostess starts to get the cloud over. It looks as though she's entrenched in her own memories. All in favor of giving Mrs. Gravedigger a hug? Please say aye. Like, she's remembering stuff. Exactly, you get it, Kitty Queen. With the power of friendship, we can achieve good things. You've never seen a plague before, although you've heard of them in your history lessons. Evidence this was written before COVID. The history professor was quite enthusiastic about the subject. She talked about piles of dead bodies stacked up on the streets and stacked them in wooden carts to take them away with no shortage of balm. She was a strange woman, your history professor. Oh. They were all dead. With no small amount of anxiety that you eyed the Gravedigger. You asked worriedly. Really, they could have all died. That is not an exaggeration. Oh, if only. I wish I was exaggerated, but it's the truth, honest to God. So how'd you survive? Dropping like flies. So he died a horrible death. Yeah, that was my impression too. It was quite dark. I do not envy this person. The Gravedigger closes her eyes. She seems to squeeze her lips together until her lashes melt like fallen snow. Not even will fall apart. And I forgot how dark this visual novel got. Like, I knew it was spooky, but a little mysterious. Yeah, I want I want to take this person and scoop them up and give them a big old hug. And welcome back, Jay Moses. The Gravedigger's been recounting how people died during the plague, and it's not pretty. It's very, very not pretty. No, perhaps not. Yeah! Sorry, I think would be the only word for it. Not much, but it's all you can think of saying. Yeah, I thought initially that your situation was comparable, if that, to the Gravedigger, but now you see that this is not the case. Your suffering has far outstripped your own. Not that suffering was a competition, of course. Your apology seems inadequate to you. Yeah, largely because it is. But the Gravedigger seems to not mind it. She is very big-hearted, that girl, to smile at you so, no matter how foolish you might be. Do you really deserve such kindness? Hey, we don't... Narrator, or don't be mean to us. We were just running in the woods as far as we know. It's alright, like I said, you didn't cause any of this. I'm not upset at you. I'm just recounting what happened is all. You wonder why I never fell sick myself. Maybe he wasn't interested. Maybe he'd already satiated his appetite on all the others. Or maybe he thought he'd have to leave me alive for practicality's sake. With my Father God, who else would tend to the dead? So they buried everyone. Honestly, if I was this Gravedigger, I would have fled for the hills at this point. This is gruesome. Gruesome. I think about the kindly wash of one milk and scrub the mud and dirt from my clothes. The fans still young pilots who used to flirt with me. Can't help but feel so lonely. What? Give her a hug? Do not know her well enough. Pat her head? Who's her hand? Perhaps that could be misconstrued. In the end, you let your arm back to your side. Your hand rests upon your lap with peaceful damp kindling. You do not know what to do with it. Maybe offer her a hug, and if she says yes? Maybe? Offer your condolences. What else can you say? Oh no, it's alright. I've grown used to it, being all my own. I mean, it ain't so bad, really. All alone now? You'll keep me company, won't you? Well, what can you say to that? You aren't callous enough to trample on this poor girl's hopes, are you? No, well, how awful that feels. We not. That's wonderful. I know you're just a traveler who's passing through, but I cannot For you bread and board until you leave. Food enough in the spare bedroom, I can make it up for you right now. You'll be tired after your long journey. Just give me a moment. Alright. Bread and board secured. Revive in chat. You watch as she departs, a little too eager to please and frown. The girl's home is a small, humble one with a low ceiling and slanted walls. Cannot imagine such a small dwelling possessing a spare bedroom. Let's not think about that much, shall we? We are very eepy sleepy. Or tired, as the case may be. It is all you can do to keep your eyes open. Running through the forest, attempt to escape your pursuer, but no thought in your mind beyond finding some safe sanctuary in which you could recuperate. Now that we found such sanctuary, it would be unreasonable to find fault with it. There are many people in the world with cramped little room. We got a bed! We got a bed! We got a bed! With a clean bed. We got clothes, we got a bed, we got food, and she hasn't killed us yet, so we're winning. We got a nightgown, we got this. So what do y'all think is going to happen next? Like, so far we're chilling and tired. We don't know for sure that we're gonna get the plague. Begging your pardon, I don't want to keep you. I'll be making myself scarce. If you need anything, though, don't hesitate to ask. I'll be happy to help. Alright. Chillin' and going. Gravedigger bows her head to you like a drudge, then hurries off, closing the door behind her with a thud. Tired as you soon find that you rather miss your hostess's company. Faced of her good-natured smiles, you could almost forget all of the hardships you've hitherto endured. In her absence, however, your lodgings feel cold and inhospitable. Alright. A worn nightgown. Alright! The fact that everything is clean and we haven't, like, coughed or anything implies that the plague is unlikely. We're gonna sleep, sleep, sleep. We're gonna sleep, sleep, sleep. We've been dashing through the forest with such vivid detail, the heart is still pounding. Fear has yet to leave you, perhaps it will never leave you. Okay, so we're pretty scared. And eventually, we pass out. Begins to even out. It's not long until you're spiraling through a dark, deep abyss lost in Morpheus' kingdom. But you sleep. Not as restorative as you had hoped. At the Kamzatera, you were frequently beset by dreams of the most vivid nature. The dreams that you have this night, lying underneath of unfamiliar sheets on an unfamiliar bed, are no less intense than usual. Okay, backstory! Backstory! Okay! In your dreams, you are back at the Conservatoire, the place where this adventure of yours began. We got a crisp white blouse and a nice gray skirt. We got braids and our eyes are downturned, forever focused upon our feet. Oh. Oh. Try not to look at your classmates, and you thought yourself fortunate if they did not look at you in return. You did not want anybody to notice you. Till that awful winter, everyone stopped paying attention to you for good. Oh. 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 Oh dear. What's the thing in the forest? I indeed also hate these classmates. We are now classmate haters. Official classmate haters. Our name. You knew at once as you stood there standing beneath the shade of that ancient tree that this was the reason behind your silence. This is why they had for many months been ignoring you. Alright! Spooky dreams are over. We sleep more comfortably than we had anticipated. When we wake the following morning to the sweet chirping of birds sighing, we feel well rested, a bit woozy. Are we a ghost? Oh, now we're questioning everything. Our head is aching. Do ghosts have aching heads? Quick question. Nothing, however, that a cup of hot tea cannot fix. Alright! J. Moses, what if you're secretly the ghost expert? What if you're secretly the ghost expert? I mean, ghosts are the best. Like, we like ghosts over here. Oh, you look awful. You need something more to drink and something to eat, and let's get the breakfast. And so, yeah, we got the breakfast. Into the breakfast dimension we march. Have to be some secret. The bread is hard enough to break your teeth on, and the cheese is a bit too strong. It is food all the same, though, and you do not complain. Okay. Our stomach... Do ghosts have grumbling stomachs, then? The tea is inoffensive, at least, and you drink it gratefully. Alright. So this visual novel's finally lightening up a little bit. We got a hospital. She's being nice to us. She's got a sunny smile. We are vibing. It's no problem. Don't hesitate to ask me if you need anything else, she says, words which come to symbolize your friendship. Alright. We stay with her for many more days, and limited although her means might be, she always tries to help you. She makes us do stuff. And whoever was chasing after us doesn't have us now, so you can almost forget about it now during the day. During the night, however, it returns to you, the sound of your feet against the foliage and the swirling fog. So we got nightmares, but we're vibing. Sweeping the floor, keep an eye on the bread wolves. What would be your favorite domestic chore to do in this situation? Like, are y'all like laundry fans, dishwashing fans? The engraves. Her target persistence would come You like it. And why would you do the dishes? And why would you do the dishes, Mr. Moses? Dogged persistence when it comes to this pursuit intrigues you, so much so. I would hate to wash clothes without a clothes washer. Preach! It's not fun to wash clothes without a clothes washer. Dogged persistence comes to this pursuit intrigues you, so much so that you cannot help but question to her on one particular morning, the sky is festooned with clouds. Why are we digging graves? Nobody left after all to dig them for. Always been practical, and you don't see the point in it. No, it doesn't have any practical purpose, but, well, digging graves is what my father did. He showed me how to do it so I could continue his legacy. Wanted to keep it going. She gonna teach us how to dig graves? Maybe she should. But like, come on. Why are we staying here? I mean, I guess that's all, is it? I think you can understand that. There's a kernel of reason nestled among your companion's illogical actions. Sentimental grave digging. See, we gotta get out of here. The gravedigger laughs at this as though the prospect of her own madness is amusing. Oh, a delicate laugh. It's the brain of a horse. I wanted to eat a horse earlier, so maybe we should eat her. Wait, forget I said that. You're ashamed to think it's such a thing, though, and your face flushes with the guilt of it. Cannot be all well-bred young ladies, you know? Still. The desperate laughter is forced. Smile. Is she a vampire? Can't help but pity her. Thought about some simple choice. We sweep the floor, we prepare the meals. The grave digger returns from the outdoors. Ghost love story. I don't think ghosts have aching stomachs, though. Earlier in the Vigil novel, our skirt snagged on a twig, and it's like so after She is windswept after many hours spent exposed to the elements that there is dirt caked beneath her fingernails. Scent of cooking food, that of garlic and onions, fills the air, fills the interior of the kitchen with a homely aroma which makes your stomach rumble. Taking stock of this, the grave digger smiles at you, a toothy smile which, despite her status as peasant, is surprisingly clean and bright and white. She's a vampire! I'm calling it! I mean, she hasn't sucked our blood out yet, and we've been with her several days, but she hasn't fallen for the plague. Actually, chat, do you think she's a vampire? Thank you so much, dear one. There's nothing like returning home after a hard day's work to find dinner already prepared. Now, let me give it a test. The gravedigger dips the spoon into the soup that brings it to her lips. She blows upon it. Then she places the spoon into her mouth, the wooden utensil clacking against her teeth. She does this with a touch of anxiety. Will she like the food which you've prepared for her? but I hope we're good cooks. Oh, but the visual novel says we're sucky cooks. Relative comfort as he did. That is true, she has been covering her head when she's outside with that cloak. I think that you enjoy this rural, rustic mode of existence more than you did the privileges of your past life. At least now, with the Gravedigger, you have a steadfast friend, a staunch ally. When you are with her, you are not alone, and that is worth its weight in gold. It's delicious! Hey! We got a compliment! Do you really mean it? Heck yeah, you've become good at cooking. Yes, we're cooks, everybody! We're cooking well. We live in the woods, or at least in the village. That's a little suspicious, but we're vibing. Anyways, chat, you still haven't told me whether we're looking at a vampire or not. We're not very good at all of this cooking malarkey in the beginning. You did not know how to handle a knife nor how to peel a vegetable, and you cut yourself more than once. Ah. Please don't. Okay, so she has been drinking her blood just in the soup. That's a little gross. That's a little, that's a little suspicious. The signs speak for themselves. So yes, she's a vampire. Vampire with a giant ass shovel. Your soup, stirring your stay, have all been seasoned with the slightest hint of iron. Today's soup is a marked step above the rest. You did not cut yourself with the knife even once. Maybe we are improving. The soup should be ready to serve. I have some bread, too, that we can eat it with. But oh, I should brew some tea, too. Let me. Tea! And she's gonna make it. Won't take all that long. Tea is not that hard to make. Soup time, soup time. For a lady, you are awfully domestic. We got soup and bread and piping hot tea and how to do hands. Put together at the table, then partake in the simple fare after saying grace. We got all in place ingredients. Got soup. We got tea. We're sleepy. Tell stories or play cards. Nights are long and there's no way better way to pass them than spending time with her. We gotta gallivant. We are so sleepy. We are the sleepiest. The odds in response. That is alright. You need not stay up with me. Not if you ain't up for it. You should head off to bed and rest that pretty head of yours. Hey, we're pretty. She does not truly mean it. How could she? She's far prettier than you are. Why are we being self-haters? I mean, look at my avatar. I got the gorgeous hair. Like, let me just wave around this hair. This hair is so pretty. You retreat to the spare bedroom on trembling legs, then change out of your clothes. You've only just slid into your nightgown when you hear the rapping of knuckles upon your door. Light it up with trousseau. This trapping would, of course, belong to the Gravedigger's checking up on us. Rushed to your room so soon after eating, I couldn't help but worry about you. Would I mind if I took a look at you? I just want to see if you're alright. The Gravedigger is trying to keep her voice steady, but you can hear it wavering regardless. She really does sound concerned. Oh. Alright. Alright, she's breaking into the room. Hostess stands in her dark clothes. Okay. She's looking at us. She's relieved. Thank you for letting me in. How do you feel? Not too terrible, you reassure. There's no particular problems with your health. Just feel tired. Sure you're not sick? Your face does look a bit pale. That would be nothing out of the norm. You're always pale. Alright. Anything you could do, add something warm to drink or a hot drink to place in your bed. It would keep you warm. This won't be necessary. You'll be fine. Hope so. Oh. It's alright, we ain't gonna die. We know now what she was thinking of before she entered your bed. Oh. You don't want anything, then I'll be on my way, the Gravedigger says. But before that, this is just a fancy on my part, but I was wondering, mind if I brushed your hair for a little while? Your hair? That's right, it's such a pretty shade of red, that's all. I just thought. Well, it's just a fancy, really. Don't have to let me, but I heard it will help you relax if you're feeling under the weather. Heard it's supposed to be soothing. She is the one looking for solace here. Not quite so selfless, perhaps, as she would like you to think. She's been so very good to you. I mean, if you don't want her to brush our hair, then you don't have to, protagonist. Hair brushing is nice, though. Sometimes I just brush my hair for fun. But that's like me brushing my own hair. Don't think I've really had people brush my hair too much. Hope this face lights up immediately in a manner which makes you blush. Oh, thank you. It'll be my honor. Now let me fetch my brush. Alright. She's got a brush. She's got an artifact brush. She's got the coolest brush that's ever brushed. She looks at her hair for a moment. She announces she'll begin. Did your mother do this for you when you were a little girl? If she did, it must have been when you were a very little girl. Not after you enrolled at the conservatory. Well, you have such lovely hair. It's soft just like silk. Not at all like mine. Mine is so coarse. Aw, she likes her hair. This is a lesbian moment. Lost in nostalgia of her own because their voice when she next speaks is dreamy. I think my mother used to brush my hair like this back when she was still alive. That must have been a long time ago, though. Our minds are in sync, everybody. Wants to summoning for such images. I would not know personally. I cannot remember my own mother at all. Oh, narrator lore? Narrator lore. Who is the narrator anyway? Don't think I like having my hair brushed very much. Squirmed too much, I can remember that. She always told me to sit still, although it wasn't my fault I squirmed. She used too much force. Now this is curious. Not a fond reminiscence. Did she not get along well with her mother? Can't really say. I was young and when she died I don't remember her too well. I don't think she had too much time for me. Man! The darker the backstory gets, the darker it gets, you know? I'm so busy with the cooking and the cleaning and looking after the baby brothers. But she brushed her hair. Not that it really worked. Gah! I want to sit indoors with their mother. I love, I always loved the outdoors. Father said I inherited that from him. Outdoorsy! Wasn't very well maidenly. She didn't like that I always stood around outside after my father, watching as he dug graves. Said it wasn't appropriate, like I was some sort of princess wearing a fine dress. The gravedigger snorts. Used to get a bit muddy, yes, and then maybe I got burrs in my clothes and knots in my hair, but it shouldn't have mattered. Not like I had any hopes of marrying a prince, no matter what my mother said. But still, she hoped. She had a lot of hopes, my mother. High hopes. I think she might have resented my father, maybe, for working such a menial job. Our profession is an honest one, but it's never made much money. I think my mother was hoping for fine jewels and dresses and... well, I don't know. She always had ideas. Her head was full of fairy tales. Don't we all want more wealth in our lives? It's a shame, I suppose, that her reality didn't match up to what she wanted. I didn't match. Oh, girl. Girl! Yeah, exactly. We do want to console her. We want to give her a hug and tell her that it doesn't matter how her mother thought of her back when she was alive. Never met your companion's mother. Well, I don't know if there's help to be got. Perhaps we understand a little bit. Kind of not the only one. I guess that happens to all of us. I guess parents are only people after all. One would hope one's parents would be kind and attentive. They too can fall victim to caprices of their own. Just one just brought a child. This is a very bitter truth, honestly. But not all. And yeah, it is a painful subject, just the idea of parents abandoning their kids is... Oh. She winces. At least until he wasn't. Died. I didn't do a thing to help him. Oh. Wow. Yeah, ow indeed. Ow indeed. She's loneliness and we're grieving and she's suffering. What else could she have done? Could not have cured the illness. Can't help but think, what if? Cracking my head. You can't do anything. That's the thing about grief. No matter what happens. No matter what happens. You can't. It's not your fault, oh dear. Oh no. Why would you not deserve her company? Do not understand. I could do nothing for nobody. Father always looked out for me when I was a little girl, but when he needed to fill it. This is the sort of thing that I think hits everyone who grieves. Just the sense of, I'm a failure. failure, nothing, things, I should have done things. The thing about that is that, like, it's bullcrap that your brain makes up. That you could have magically done something to save everything. Sometimes you gotta accept that, like... Anyways, good on her for crying. It's good to cry when you're grieving. So, I think our protagonist is doing well to just listen. Hey! We hugged her! We hugged her! Guys, we finally hugged her! Yes! The power of hugs courses through us! There's nothing. The grave digger stiffened in your arms for a few moments, like the corpses she and her father used to seal away in wooden capsins. Saw wide eyes and awkward pointed elbows, tears still coursing down her pale cheeks. Worry briefly as you older that you perhaps have made a mistake. Were your attempts at consoling her too clumsy? Would not know. You've never been in a situation like this before. We're both very lonely, apparently. Maybe that's why the visual novel's called this. May the hugs be with you. Thank you, Moses. Maybe we both need hugs. Protagonist, gal, and gravedigger or gal. They can be vampire hugging lesbians forever. You are as far away from your old life as it is possible to be in. The gravedigger does not curse you for your impotence. Neither does she try to squirm away from you. Instead, she sits there still as a statue cradled in your arms. Oh, I'm very sorry to show you something so embarrassing. I get so lonely sometimes. We need to gallivant together. Gallivant together. Gallivant together. There's no shame in crying. Yes! Cry! 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 Okay, but for real, this is like... This is very sweet. Oh. Oh. And we are now snoozing in the same bed. Alright. From what I understand, this visual novel doesn't have any... This visual novel does not have any sex scenes, if people are wondering about that. But she's crying, and we're crying, and we're all crying, and we're all... And we're snoozing in the same spot. Alright, your eyelids feel heavy as though weighted down the... Yes, they are now sleeping in the same bed, which could be nothing. The droop is severely downward, pulling you like a drowning maid into the dark abyss of slumber. You yawn. You fall asleep, cozied up against the grave digger. Alright, 2 cats in a basket. I want cats in a basket. Sleep and you sleep and you sleep more deeply than you have allowed yourself in quite some time. But when you awake, you find that you're in the bed which you slept in, surrounded by sheets. The gravedigger too is nowhere to be seen. Instead, you are quite alone, lying by yourself in the dark. Blink, but your surroundings don't become any clearer. This is the middle of the night. Perhaps you were aroused by your slumber by a desire to relieve yourself, or else to shake your thirst. Your sleep has been awfully disordered as it's late, and the smallest of noises has been enough to disturb you. This does not sound quite right, though. You slept well, of that you are certain. Body feels introverted as though it had slumbered for hours and hours. How many hours? You do not know. Hello! The godly terrarian. And welcome to the chat. Greetings, Bubbles. We have been hanging out with a Gravedigger. And, we were just snuggling up with them in a bed together. We were doing so... Oh, well, we were sleeping so great. But we seem to have woken up in a strange situation. Let's find out. Find a strange pinching sensation around your chest. They are a gravedigger by occupation. We never caught their name. Feel a strange pinching sensation around your chest and around your arms. Somebody changed our attire while we were sleeping. This is a startling thought. But the darkness which entombs you is even more so. The darkness which surrounds you is unsettlingly complete. It is so thick you cannot penetrate it. Your newfound wounds do not stop at this deep unnatural darkness. It's cold too, and you are lying upon something hard. Some sort of stone slab. What's going on? You reach out, but your movements are soon stymied. There's something heavy lying atop you, something that is limiting your movements. You were anxious before upon awaking, but at this discovery, you feel downright aggrieved. A thought of panic pierces you, but you try to suppress it. Hysterics will get you nowhere. In most cases, they only tend to make bad situations. Somebody ate my clothes. Somebody shifted my clothes. That's a little suboptimal. Not to know that already. You swallow your mounting dread as best you can, although it is coming on thick and fast, and try to squirm. How do you know for sure we're being buried alive? We don't know that for sure. We just have walls everywhere. Walls around us. Walls around. Pushing particularly hard, your anxious state notwithstanding. You've never had much in the way of upper body strength nor lower body strength. You don't have strength at all. Oh no. You can barely see a foot in front of your face. You do not know where you are or why, but a terrible premonition beginning to bear upon you. I think if we were a ghost, we would have just floated out of here. But where else could the truth lie? Uh-oh. You are lying in a box, hemmed in by walls which only offer a scant few inches for you to stretch in any direction. Where else could you be but a coffin? Ah. The irregular sound of drumming. It is as though somebody is tapping their fingertips upon the lid of your coffin. That or it's raining. Oh no. Oh no, it is dirt. The sound continues. It's drawing away inside. It is relentless. It is merciless. Cannot be stopped. Your time is almost running out. But you knew that already, did you, when you were running through the forest? You ought to have known, silly thing, that you could not outpace your destiny forever. Sooner or later it would catch up with you. You are stubborn though, and you do not want to accept this. Not content to simply lie there, you cry out. Yeah, frick! Frick this! What is happening? Cry not for your parents, whom you hardly knew, nor for your school friends, for you never had any. Instead, you cry out for your new companion, the girl. which we wanted to gallivant together, please. You cry out for the gravedigger. Surely this is some manner of mistake. She will cease her operations at once. She will pull you out of the darkness and then she will embrace you. Clearly she's not gonna hurt us. Oh no! Oh no! So you're awake then, are you, dear one? Now that is a pickle. I'd be hoped you'd be asleep a couple hours on, so the last time we spoke we could have been on better terms. Keep screaming like that, I'm gonna feel bad. Ah! 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 Well, this is not a mistake then. Does she truly mean to bury you alive? Oh, they get the tremors of... Did you bury everyone else alive too, lady? Perhaps you think in your optimism that if you do not know how afraid it is, she'll reward you for your bravery and let you go. This is hoping, though, it's in vain. You're right. You really do catch on quick. Alright, so she's really committed to burying us. Why are you burying us? We are friends. I'm very fond of you. There's nobody dearer to me than you. Had a good time with you this last time. How long it's been again, I don't remember. Neither do you. Can't be all that important. You have other things to worry about. What is she gaining from this? You do not understand, but you understand her reply even less. Well, here's the thing. In a reasonable sort of voice. Digging graves for a long time, see? I cannot see, but... Well, I was digging all these graves, but I haven't had anybody to put in them. Not for ages. It was rather sick. No, good would come. Present is lie there and listen. So what would you do in this situation, chat? I'm thinking I'd never find another person to bury in this village. Not after the plague messed everything up. Getting desperate. Till you came along, that is. Now I have somebody I can bury. I'm not gonna let the opportunity pass me by. Sorry, but this is just a part of my job. It's what my father taught me to do. It's all I know how to do. Buried everyone. Now I'm gonna bury you too. Ah. I'm buried in worries about this one. Ah yes, there's a bit of a flaw of the reasoning, is there not? You are not dead after all. But you will be given enough time. Ah! Oh no. Today you won't be next. Run out of oxygen, then you'll suffocate or you'll starve to death. Be a slow, painful demise. Yeah. How can I know that you're telling the truth? I said you were a traveler. They put in one place for long. You'll get sick of me before long. Then you leave me. This way. At least I can be assured we'll always stay together. Bury you like the other. Ah. So she likes the idea of us more than us, doesn't she? Isn't that nice? Y'all playing Persona 5 over there? See you later. Please, but it does little good. The earth already buried everyone else. if this turns Ghost Love Story because she's buried us. Indeed, that is not how this works. Get on here. Oh. Alright. Chat, what should we do? Leave this. Yeah, let's fight! Not happy with the hand fate has dealt you? Very well, I cannot blame you. Other dear, the reason is that. Now, the only gift us another. Just try not to be buried alive this time. Fate is once again in your hands now. I wonder, which path will you take? Alright! To the shore or to the castle? Where must we march? We were running in the woods, and then we saw a sign. And then on the sign it said village, shore, or castle. And so, since we are at this signpost again, and I think the narrator is giving us a chance to retry our fate by going somewhere else. So to the shore or to the castle we shall march. And if you don't mind me, I'm gonna take some drinks of water while you decide this. Alright. To the shore, to the shore, to the shore. Not to go to the shore? Good idea. Don't mind me asking. As my one unviewer, you may ask anything. I was planning to stream till the end of this visual novel, but it's been 2 hours and we're only like a third of the way through. Since you're the only person who's watching this stream according to the Twitch analytics, we could switch visual novels if you're feeling done with this one. As my singular viewer, you get the choice. Could save the rest of this visual novel for later, for a future stream. Indeed, we have been streaming for 2 hours. Might be a good idea to wrap it up. Thank you all for watching, all one of you. We shall save and exit, and continue with this later. See you later!